Most people can't even imagine starting their day without that warm cup of coffee. The smell, the taste, that little energy boost, it's almost magical. But what if I told you that for seniors, some types of coffee aren't just unhealthy, they can actually be dangerous. I'm not talking about mild side effects or jitters. I'm talking about real risks that could harm your heart, your brain, and even shorten your lifespan. And here's the scary part. Most people drink these coffees every single day without realizing it. So before you take another sip, stay with me till the end, because today I'm revealing the 4 types of coffee that seniors should never drink. And I'll also share what to drink instead to keep your heart strong, your energy stable, and your body feeling year as we get older. Our bodies go through changes that many people don't fully realize until it starts showing in subtle ways. A bit more fatigue, a racing heartbeat after that morning cup, or restless nights that never used to happen. What most seniors don't know is that the body's ability to process caffeine and other compounds in coffee changes dramatically with age. When you were younger, your liver broke down caffeine quickly, your kidneys filtered waste efficiently, and your heart could easily handle a temporary spike in adrenaline or blood pressure. But over the years, metabolism slows down and your organs have to work harder to achieve the same effect. This means that the same cup of coffee that once energized you in your 30s might now be overwhelming your system in your 60s or 70s. Caffeine affects the nervous system by stimulating adrenaline release and blocking adenosine, the chemical that helps you feel calm and sleepy. When you were young, this effect might have felt refreshing, but as you age, your nervous system becomes more sensitive and your tolerance to caffeine decreases. That's why many seniors notice that coffee now makes them jittery, uneasy, or anxious. Even a small amount can cause noticeable restlessness, trembling hands, or that uncomfortable pounding heartbeat. What's more, caffeine stays in your body longer. While a younger person might process caffeine in 4 hours, it could take a senior twice as long or more to fully metabolize it. This longer exposure can lead to persistent wakefulness at night, light sleep, or even insomnia, which then triggers fatigue the next day, pushing many people to reach for yet another cup. There's also a cardiovascular side to this that's often overlooked. Coffee temporarily raises heart rate and blood pressure, which might not be a big deal for younger adults. But for seniors with pre-existing conditions like hypertension, arrhythmia, or heart disease, even a mild caffeine surge can be risky. It increases the heart's workload, forces blood vessels to constrict, and triggers stress hormones like cortisol, which can make you feel wired or uneasy. Over time, this can contribute to chronic tension in the cardiovascular system, slowly wearing down the heart's natural rhythm and efficiency. And when you add dehydration into the mix, something caffeine promotes because it's a mild diuretic, the blood becomes thicker and harder to pump, which further strains the heart. Then there's the impact on digestion and nutrient absorption. As you age, stomach acid levels often decline and the gut becomes more sensitive. coffee, being acidic, can irritate the stomach lining, trigger reflux, or interfere with how your body absorbs minerals like iron and calcium. That matters a lot for seniors because these minerals are essential for maintaining bone density and muscle function. Losing too much of them can weaken bones, increase the risk of fractures, and make muscles cramp or fatigue more easily. So while coffee might seem like a simple daily pleasure, the aging body treats it very differently. Every sip interacts with a system that's slower, more delicate, and less forgiving than it used to be. What once gave you energy might now quietly drain it, leaving behind symptoms that feel like aging itself, when in reality, it's just your body struggling to keep up with that old habits younger. Extra strong coffees are becoming more popular than ever with labels like Turbo Boost, Double Energy, or Maximum Strength, tempting people who want a quick burst of alertness. But what many seniors don't realize is that these powerful blends can be dangerously deceptive. They often contain 2 to 3 times the caffeine of a regular cup, and for an aging body, that level of stimulation can push the heart and nervous system far beyond their safe limits. When caffeine enters your system, it triggers a surge in adrenaline, the same hormone your body releases during moments of stress or danger. This response increases your heart rate, tightens your blood vessels, and sends your blood pressure climbing. For a young, strong heart, that's manageable, but for seniors, whose arteries may already be stiffer and whose heart muscles might be working harder to maintain rhythm, that extra push can be harmful. Even a single strong coffee can lead to palpitations, dizziness, or irregular heartbeat, especially in those who have hypertension or cardiovascular issues. What makes these strong coffees even more problematic is how easily their effects can be underestimated. Many people think, I've been drinking coffee all my life. 1 strong cup won't hurt me. But what they don't realize is that caffeine sensitivity changes with age. The body metabolizes it more slowly, meaning it stays active for hours longer than before. This means that the caffeine spike from that strong cup in the morning can still be affecting your system well into the evening. It keeps your heart slightly elevated, your blood vessels tense, and your brain alert when it should be winding down. Over time, this can contribute to poor sleep quality, higher stress levels, and increased fatigue. Ironically, people who drink strong coffee for energy often end up feeling more exhausted overall because their bodies never truly get to rest. Another overlooked issue is how strong caffeine impacts hydration and electrolyte balance. Because caffeine is a diuretic, it makes you urinate more frequently. Seniors are already more prone to dehydration, and that frequent loss of fluids can lead to lower blood volume and thicker blood, putting additional strain on the cardiovascular system. This dehydration can also cause headaches, muscle cramps, and general weakness, symptoms often blamed on aging, but actually caused by poor hydration and excess caffeine. And when dehydration combines with elevated blood pressure from strong coffee, it creates a double burden on the kidneys and heart. These heavily caffeinated coffees can also interfere with medications that many seniors take daily. Blood pressure drugs, diuretics, and even medications for thyroid or heart conditions can interact negatively with caffeine, reducing their effectiveness or amplifying side effects like dizziness or rapid heartbeat. Some energy coffee brands even add extra stimulants like guarana or ginseng, which make the product sound healthy, but actually intensify the caffeine effect. For someone with a slower metabolism and sensitive nervous system, that's like running a marathon without realizing it. Your heart is racing internally, even while you sit still. What begins as a habit to wake up and feel young again can quietly become one of the biggest threats to long-term health. The temporary alertness you feel from that extra strong coffee is really your body's emergency system kicking in, not genuine energy. For seniors, that's a costly trade because the more you rely on those high caffeine jolts, the more your natural energy reserves deplete, leaving you tired, anxious, and dependent on something that slowly harms your body from within. Bottled and ready to drink coffees might look like a convenient and modern solution, especially for people who enjoy coffee on the go. The packaging is sleek. The marketing promises premium cold brew or energy refresh, and the flavor options sound irresistible. But behind that appealing label lies one of the most harmful versions of coffee a senior can consume. These pre-made coffees are industrial products designed for long shelf life, not for health. To make them last months without spoiling, manufacturers add preservatives, stabilizers, and emulsifiers, chemicals that keep the ingredients from separating and prevent mold or bacteria growth. While these additives make the drink look and taste fresh, they burden the liver and kidneys, forcing them to work overtime to filter out the synthetic compounds. For a younger body, that might not be a big issue, but for seniors whose detox systems have slowed, these chemicals accumulate and can cause fatigue, sluggishness, and in some cases, toxicity that affects organ function over time. Another problem is sugar, and lots of it. Many bottled coffees contain more sugar than a can of soda, sometimes over 40 grams in one serving. That's a huge blow to blood sugar control, especially for older adults whose insulin sensitivity has already declined. These sugar spikes are followed by crashes that leave you tired, irritable, and craving more caffeine or sweets, creating a vicious cycle of dependence. Even the low sugar or light versions aren't much better because they replace sugar with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame potassium. These artificial chemicals trick your brain into craving more sweetness, disrupt your gut bacteria, and have been linked to increased appetite and metabolic imbalance. For seniors who rely heavily on a balanced gut for immunity and digestion, these fake sweeteners quietly damage one of the body's most important systems. The caffeine content in bottled coffees can also be deceiving. Many brands add extra caffeine or even synthetic caffeine powder to give a stronger effect. This might deliver an instant jolt of energy, but it's a harsh stimulant that hits the heart and nervous system fast. Older adults with high blood pressure, arrhythmia, or anxiety disorders are especially vulnerable to these effects. A sudden caffeine surge can cause heart palpitations, dizziness, or a sense of restlessness that lasts for hours. And when you combine that with dehydration from the caffeine itself and the sugary formulation, it becomes a dangerous mix that can strain the heart, kidneys, and brain. The acidity of bottled coffee is another hidden threat. To preserve flavor during storage, these drinks are often brewed in ways that make them more acidic. High acidity irritates the stomach lining, weakens tooth enamel, and can aggravate acid reflux or gastritis, conditions already common among seniors. Even worse, some brands use plastic bottles or aluminum cans lined with chemicals like BPA, which can leach into the drink, especially when stored in warm conditions. BPA exposure is linked to hormonal imbalances, inflammation, and increased risk of heart disease. For an aging body that's already managing multiple health challenges, that's another layer of unnecessary risk. The packaging and branding might make bottled coffee look harmless, but the truth is that it's one of the most processed and artificial forms of caffeine available. It offers no real nutritional value, only temporary stimulation followed by long-term strain on vital organs. Each sip adds sugar, chemicals, and acidity that slowly wear down the body's natural defenses. Over time, the convenience that seems to save a few minutes ends up costing years of health, draining energy, weakening digestion, and overworking the organs that keep you alive. When it comes to coffee and aging, the solution isn't always to give it up completely, but to learn how to enjoy it the right way. For seniors, the key is moderation, timing, and quality. A clean, moderate cup of freshly brewed coffee made from organic beans can actually be beneficial when consumed properly. Organic beans are free from pesticides and harmful chemicals that can stress the liver. And they also contain more antioxidants that protect the body from oxidative damage. Choosing a medium roast instead of a dark one is also better for older adults because it's less acidic, easier on the stomach, and still packed with the rich flavor and natural compounds that make coffee enjoyable. What truly matters is how much you drink and when you drink it. One moderate cup a day is more than enough to give you gentle alertness without overloading your system with caffeine. Drinking more than that doesn't double your energy, it only increases the stress on your heart and nervous system. Timing makes a huge difference too. Most people reach for coffee the moment they wake up, but this actually interferes with the body's natural cortisol rhythm. Cortisol is a hormone that helps you wake up and feel alert in the morning, and its levels are already high when you first get out of bed. Drinking coffee at that moment causes a caffeine overlap, which can lead to energy crashes later in the day and dependence on caffeine to stay alert. The best time for coffee is about 90 minutes after waking up. By then, cortisol levels begin to drop naturally, and caffeine can give a smoother, more sustainable boost without messing with your hormones. This timing helps stabilize energy levels, improves focus, and avoids the late afternoon crash that often leads people to drink a second or third cup unnecessarily. How you prepare your coffee matters as well. Avoid pre-mixed mixed powders or flavored creamers because they are often filled with artificial ingredients and hidden sugars that can harm your metabolism. Stick with simple, natural add-ins. A small splash of milk or a bit of unsweetened almond milk is fine. And if you like a touch of sweetness, go for a small amount of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cinnamon is especially helpful for seniors because it helps regulate blood sugar and adds flavor without calories. The idea is to let coffee remain coffee, not turn it into a dessert drink that overloads the body. Another important step is to stay hydrated. Coffee is mildly dehydrating, and dehydration is already a common problem for older adults. A good rule is to drink a full glass of water before and after your coffee. This helps your body flush out excess acid, supports kidney function, and prevents headaches or fatigue that might come later. When you pair moderate coffee drinking with proper hydration, you'll notice that your energy feels smoother, your focus lasts longer, and your sleep improves naturally. By choosing quality over quantity, respecting your body's rhythm, and keeping your coffee pure and simple, you can enjoy it as a small daily ritual that uplifts rather than harms. The goal is not to chase stimulation, but to support balance. When coffee is used wisely, it can complement your health, providing gentle mental clarity and warmth without the harmful side effects that come from excess or poor quality brews. It's about making coffee work with your body instead of against it, turning a common habit into a mindful practice that energizes your mornings and preserves your long-term well-being. The truth is, many seniors can still enjoy coffee, but it's all about choosing smarter alternatives that nourish the body instead of stressing it. If you love that comforting warmth and aroma in the morning, there are options that give you the same experience without the risks that come from sugary, artificial, or overly strong coffees. One of the best choices is organic decaffeinated coffee made through the Swiss water process. This method removes caffeine naturally without chemicals, keeping the antioxidants and rich flavor intact. It's perfect for those who are sensitive to caffeine or have heart issues, but still want to enjoy a morning cup. You get that soothing, familiar taste without the jitters, palpitations, or sleep disturbances that regular coffee might cause. Organic decaf also protects your body from pesticide residues that can build up in your liver and kidneys over time. For those looking to support their body as it ages, herbal coffee substitutes can be a game changer. Drinks made from roasted chicory root, dandelion root, or barley can mimic the deep, roasted flavor of coffee without the caffeine or acidity. Chicory root, for example, contains inulin, a prebiotic fiber that nourishes healthy gut bacteria, improves digestion, and supports heart health. Dandelion root helps detoxify the liver, a benefit especially important for seniors since the liver becomes less efficient with age. These drinks also help maintain steady energy without overstimulating the nervous system. Instead of pushing your body into overdrive, they provide a calm, gentle focus that feels more natural and balanced throughout the day. Green tea is another excellent alternative that delivers a mild dose of caffeine combined with L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes relaxation and mental clarity. Unlike coffee, which can spike your adrenaline and raise blood pressure. Green tea offers a smoother energy lift that doesn't lead to crashes or restlessness. It also supports brain function, improves memory, and provides strong antioxidants that protect against cellular aging. For seniors who are trying to maintain cognitive sharpness, switching from heavy coffee to green tea can make a noticeable difference in mood, alertness, and long-term brain health. If you're someone who craves the rich, creamy texture of a coffee drink, golden milk made with turmeric, black pepper, and warm milk is another wonderful option. Turmeric's active compound, curcumin, helps reduce inflammation, support joint health, and protect against age-related diseases. Adding a pinch of black pepper increases its absorption, and the warmth of the drink creates that same cozy feeling coffee gives, but in a much healthier way. You can also mix a bit of cinnamon or ginger for extra flavor and added benefits like better circulation and improved digestion. The goal isn't to take away the joy of coffee, but to replace harmful versions with choices that work in harmony with your body. As we grow older, the body's resilience declines, and every choice matters more. Each sip of the right beverage can either heal or harm, strengthen or weaken. Choosing alternatives like organic decaf, chicory, or herbal lights gives you the satisfaction of your daily ritual while helping you feel lighter, clearer, and more energized. It's about preserving your health while keeping your comforts intact, creating a new kind of morning habit that truly supports longevity, vitality, and peace of mind.